Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Aprender Español. Today we are going to talk about something very important, the most common mistakes students make while learning Spanish. These mistakes are completely normal and are a part of the process, but if you can identify them and if you can work on them, you'll learn much faster. I'll also share some practical tips to avoid them. So if you're learning Spanish or want to improve, this video is for you. Mistake 1. Literal translation. A very common mistake is translating from your native language to Spanish. I'll give an example. This often happens with phrases like estoy caliente instead of tengo calor. While they seem very similar, estoy caliente can have a very awkward meaning depending on the context. Another example is saying estoy embarazado, which people used to say that I'm embarrassed, but it actually means that I'm pregnant. So, how can you avoid this? You have to learn entire phrases instead of word-to-word translations. For example, if you want to say that you're cold, learn the whole phrase tengo frío instead of doing word-to-word translations for it. Also, I would suggest you to immerse yourself in the language. Listen to the music, watch movies, and observe how native speakers talk. Mistake number 2. Incorrect use of ser and estar. This is one of the most common and confusing mistakes made by students. For example, many people say estoy aburrido when they want to describe that they are boring, but in Spanish, estoy aburrido means that you're bored right now, and soy aburrido describes your personality. A helpful tip is to remember, use say for permanent traits or characteristics like soy estudiante, soy alto, and use estar for temporary state like emotions or location. For example, estoy feliz, estoy aburrida means that I am bored right now. Estoy en casa, etc. So you can practice creating sentences with both the verbs in different scenarios. Third mistake. Pronunciation of singular and double R. Pronunciation of singular and double R is a challenge for many students, I know. For example, if you say pero, which means but, instead of perro, which means dog, you might confuse the native speakers. One trick here is to practice similar sounds in your native language if they exist. You can also practice words like carro, ratón, and for the double R sound, you can roll your tongue a little faster. And don't get frustrated if you can't do it right away. It takes practice. Mistake number 4. Forgetting verb conjugations. In Spanish, verbs change according to the subject and the tense. For example, we don't say yo comer, we say yo como. So forgetting conjugations can make your sentences very hard to understand. To avoid this, you can start with regular sentences in present tense and learn the conjugations for common verbs like hablar, comer, vivir. You can use flashcards or Duolingo to practice. Once you've mastered the present tense, you can go to the past and the future tense. I know, learning Spanish can be very complicated at first, but making mistakes is completely normal and necessary to improve. I think the most important thing is to recognize these mistakes and learn from them. I hope this video has helped you. Which of these mistakes do you make the most? Let me know in the comments. Till then, hasta luego!